Hola.
Hola. All right. This is Tom Duty. I'm with Robert Floyd in Arizona's Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site. Robert and I expect this credit card debt talk series to be relevant and entertaining. But before listeners get a sense of a couple of amigos who are not professional entertainers and not pro preachers, are delusional, I'll temper relevant and entertaining. Emma Stone in Birdman blasts Dad Michael Keaton with classic Hollywood heat. Dad, it's not for the sake of art, it's just because you want to feel relevant again. Robert and I are not seeking this Emma Stone, Michael Keaton type relevance. Instead, we expect to include material relevant to the internet's to the search engine hit credit card debt and to temper entertaining. Our more precise goal is to not be boring. Not be boring like the cheesy credit card debt videos that show sad people in debt and happier people out of debt with a message to call, llame ahora. Robert settles debt for AmeriCap and Financial Rescuers. Both companies include Adam Strom, who is the boss of the service center in Tempe, Arizona. Adam is my boss as part-time middle-aged receptionist, and Adam is Robert's boss as operations manager. Adam and his partners created Financial Rescuers to take the same fee each month of the program, which took an already successful business of AmeriCop DC and made it nearly perfect. Nearly perfect is measured by the very near 100% graduation rate. So, Robert, that, as I mentioned before, is all that I think we need to say about debt. If it comes up in conversation, great. I'll keep an eye on the clock. We'll keep this thing to about 15 minutes. And so, Digame, Robert, say something.
Hello, America. All Americans. We're here to help you guys. Let's get started. I'm excited.
All right, Robert. So the one topic that we had kind of prepped is this, and now it's a little dated because we had a delay getting started. I plan to keep this material a little fresher, but this Deflate Gate in NFL turned out to be a pretty big news story, and with sort of your prompting that it had gotten your attention, I read a little bit about it, and I agree with you. I think this statement by the owner of uh, the Patriots is it doesn't represent his motive. This idea that he's going to stand down and take the penalty just for the sake of peace. I mean, he's an NFL owner. This is not a reincarnated Mahatma Gandhi. Keeping things quiet and peaceful is never been part of a man's career that has ascended to the level that he is. And so why he suddenly is Mahatma Gandhi like is a little ridiculous. Your comments?
My comment is I feel as though Mr. Kraft, can I say his name? I can
Of
say his name.
course, of course.
Oh, Mr. Robert Kraft. I can say his name. I think that you're pretty much embarrassed about what's going on. I think in light of the situation, it's pretty petty, but at the same token, rules are rules and everyone has to follow rules. So, with that being said, Mr. Kraft, I'm sorry, excuse me, Mr. Kraft and Mr. Goodell eventually had conversations behind the scenes that suggests that some evidence was put on the table for Mr. Kraft to see in which basically changed his mind and allowed him to go ahead and accept that little slap on the hand.
Wait,
It
Robert,
seems,
slap on the hand is $1 million, right?
yeah, $1 million, Tom,
Right.
but $1 million is only a drop in the pail considering the amount of money that the New England Patriots organization is valued at.
All right, Robert, but you said he changed his mind. That means when the this is a chapter I missed, I think. That means when the penalty was announced, he had first spoken publicly and said, "I will appeal." and then he changed his mind? I didn't know
Ye-
that first part happened.
Yes, yes, yes. Matter of fact, it was about an entire week that we heard about Mr. Kraft appealing this decision and that he was going to fight the NFL tooth and nail about this discipline.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
So wait a minute. In
even
one
though,
week, and I'm going to
uh,
exaggerate his statement, in one week, Mr. Kraft goes from, I'll fight this to my death, it's unfair, it's ridiculous, to, okay, I surrender.
yes,
Yeah, yeah. Something got to
yes.
this guy, and it's not his
Now,
mother.
right. I might be exaggerating the length of time that is spent for it to settle in and marinate on his brain tissue.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really believe that he had a very serious conversation with Mr. Goodell and his position that he was supposed to play in this. So,
Right, right. So, all right, Robert, I'm going to pick up another piece that I had. I trust you saw the Saturday Night Live skit where it was very funny. The actor playing Tom Brady comes out and uh, ends up mimicking in a very dramatic comedic way, mimicking the press conference where they basically said, "We don't know what the fuck is going on." This is one you remember.
I saw a piece of it.
Well,
It was
anyways,
quite funny.
now Hannah and I play in our household on a fairly regular basis the Tom Brady sensationalized version of Saturday Night Live, which says what?
Right.
What? So, anyways, that skit I think touched on reality because the uh, the the owner of and this is I don't think that the man that preceded Brady in the Saturday Night Live skit was supposed to be Kraft, but maybe it was. That man said, "Okay, I'm going to give you to the guy who really did it, throw him under the bus, Tom Brady." Now, to me, it
Uh-huh.
sounds like reality is following the Saturday Night Live skit. It seems like they're saying we're going to stand down just to distance ourselves from Brady, and we're going to throw Brady under the bus.
Okay, and I agree with you there, Tom. And I'm going to present a little bit of evidence to suggest that this is going on. Now, this is, I guess you can call it breaking news on this show because it is. Uh, Yesterday, I heard on the wire that Mr. Kraft never believed the word Tom Brady said.
Uh huh.
And this is coming out of the office, his own circle. So it seems as though to me that Mr. Brady might be about to experience the train track laying on his back.
Right, right. So I don't. Anyways, it's all the whole concept of a team seems a little twisted and perverted. If you dime out your quarterback like this, and the quarterback is an on the field leader of the offense, and
Yes.
oftentimes a leader in the entire team, uh, that's a dangerous approach to take with your highest. He's probably the highest paid player. Am I right? He's got to be close.
Yeah, I think so,
Yeah,
considering
yeah. So, anyways,
considering salary and everything. Yes, but you have a situation, and this was worded coming out of Robert Kraft's mouth, and as well as Goodell's mouth. The only thing that they were worried about was the rest of the 31. Robert Kraft is 32. So we're talking about all 32 teams. And it was important that Robert Kraft understood that he was not the NFL and that the 32 teams that the NFL is comprised of completes the package.
right.
So, with that being said, he had to let Robert Kraft understand because he has a Hall of Famer on his team, possibly the best quarterback to ever play in the game,
Yeah.
that he wasn't above the law. No
Right.
matter how small it is or how big it is, rules are for everyone.
All
But I
right,
have a question for
Robert.
you, Tom.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
What do you think that is going to happen in this situation. Do you think that Tom is going to come to his senses and accept this punishment, or is he going to let it drag out and continue on to try to save face?
Uh, I, I I think I think when it comes to public events, I think that guy's being handled, and and I think he's going to follow the advice of whoever has been talking to him, who's ever been guiding him, and
Mhm.
he has any guy who makes that much money has his own personal advisors. I mean, if it were me in Brady's shoes, this would be Adam. This would be a lawyer. This would be a family member, a cousin, whatever.
Right.
And
Right.
so I look at Brady being mocked for basically an empty-headed dumb guy in the conference. What? and
Yes.
and I think maybe Saturday Night Live has it right. I don't know this guy, and he's a football player. He's not a writer. He's not an intellectual. So I don't know what his independent thinking represents. So I think what you say, what is Brady going to do, really depends on more what his advisors tell him to do. Because I think he's the kind of guy who's smart enough not to make his own decisions.
Wait a minute. 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 Are you telling me that Tom is being a puppet?
When it comes to the off the field stuff, I don't have any reason to believe he has the intellectual ability to navigate himself out of this mess.
Okay. So you're
And
telling
Robert,
me
I
that
see
he
this, and I
looks.
say this not because I know Brady, because I look at these guys over and over again. Who's the guy who punched his fiance in the elevator?
Ray Rice.
Yeah, Ray Rice. I look at Ray
Wait,
Rice. I
can I
look at
say the
Tom
guy's
Brady.
name?
I look at these guys, and I see them all of a sudden flash in the public, and even though they're star athletes, being a star athlete has no ability to prepare them for what they face. And the smart ones look really dumb fast if they try to look smart in the public eye. I think the dumb ones make the smart decision to let someone else tell them what to say. I mean, if
Hmm.
Brady fell prey to his own presentation at that press conference, and he ended up being the mockery of Saturday Night Live, that's a man who thinks he can talk himself out of this mess. And I think none of these NFL guys have been able to do it and and show that they can do it. I mean, look at one of the biggest all-time messes of NFL history, and it's long after NFL player, but OJ. He got himself off that murder charge, and he trusted what we now commonly call the dream team. OJ played it smart, and
Hmm.
he got himself off murder charges that probably no one would have gotten himself off of. And you remember how much OJ talked in the public eye? As little as possible.
It's possible. Right.
So that's what I think Brady's going to do. I think if he's smart, he's going to look at how Saturday Night Live mocked him, and Saturday Night Live is the only one that did it. I mean, a lot of people have really had a laugh at his expense, and
Well, let me tell
he's going to say, let's let someone else handle this. I'm going to play football.
I'm quite sure Tom Brady pays attention to what goes on in the media, not only the media, you're talking about social media. And Tom Brady literally had a brand new, uh, let's just say they imported him a new a-hole right now.
Right, right.
The old one, because they tore it out of him.
All right,
Everybody
Robert,
is
Robert, Robert.
saying,
I made the pledge that I'm going to watch the time, so we're out of time. Uh,
ah,
I'm going to turn video on. I've been afraid to turn video on, not because I have an uninspiring setting. I'm now in the subway and there's a decent crowd and trains arriving. So I'm going to turn video on and I'm going to do the howdy doody thing and close. Uh,
all right.
so ciao from Robert. I'm in New York City. I'm on the ACE downtown deck. That means I'm between the local trains and the express train. An express train just pulled up. And you are in great North American desert near Sky Harbor International. And
Yes, I am.
in case my video, when I turn it on, makes this thing die, then that will be the end of. Aha! There we go. We got some
I
video,
see it.
and we're gonna see. See, it went on and then back off. So
Yeah, I see it
So
though.
we can see some people. All right, that train right there, that's the A train. That
Yeah.
just loaded and leaving. And now behind me This is the. It's either the C or E. I can't tell. It's on the local track, so it's a C or E. I can see now it's the E. So these people just arrived on the local train, and the express train just left them behind. No one seems pissed off about that. And this has been Tom. So you can Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type "Howdy Doody" into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, good evening, or restful night's sleep. Ciao, and ciao, Robert.
Ciao, ciao, buddy. Good night.
Good night. Ciao, ciao.